guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about why I think that Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece. Now, you might be noticing that my voice is a little discreet. I am trying to be a little quiet, and that is because it is currently 11:42 at nighttime, and I don't really want to wake up the rest of my family. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be talking about what I think makes the game so great. I'm going to talk about the detail of the game, the gameplay of the characters, and why the game is fun for me. And at the end of the video, I'm going to top it off with a conclusion. Now, first, what I want to talk about is the detail. Now, the graphics in Red Dead Redemption 2 are the best I have seen out of any video game I have ever played. Before that, I would probably either say maybe like Battlefield 1 or maybe God of War. But before I had played Red Dead Redemption, graphics to me were just kind of like they didn't really have to be great. They didn't have to be like amazing to make me want to play the game. But in Red Dead Redemption 2, the graphics are so great that it just sets the bar way too high for all the other games I want to play. Now, next, what I want to talk about is how guns function. Now, in this game, I do really like how they depict the guns. I like how when you reload, you don't just, throw all the shells out or put all the bullets out and throw in new ones like you would in most video games. You actually just only put in the right amount of bullets in the cylinder. But, and I really love how they do that, and I really love how the guns fire, and I really love how accurately they depict the models. But what frustrates me sometimes is the cleaning mechanic. Now, I understand that you have to keep your guns clean in real life. I know myself. I clean my shotgun every now and then. But in real life, you're not gonna rub a greasy rag across the barrel of a gun to get all the rust off, Like, if you're going to implement something like that, at least, do it going 100 miles per hour, rather than just rubbing it with a cloth, maybe, go to, a gun stop, show them an animation of them, taking apart and, scrubbing it and cleaning it, and maybe the durability doesn't go down as quick, maybe it's more of, a once every, 2 or 3 missions kind of deal, That's how I feel about the gun cleaning mechanic. Now, in online, I feel like they should just take it out completely. In online, that's a whole different game, honestly, but I just want to get my opinion out on that. Now, next, what I want to discuss about the detail is picking up items. And you might be saying, what are you talking about? You just go up and you hold X or square, whatever, PlayStation, and, you just pick it up. But what I'm referring more to is when you're in a house, and you go through the house and you try and look for stuff, you turn on Eagle Eye, you look through all the cabinets, all the drawers and stuff, and it takes 5 minutes to find 4 cans of beans, I feel like it's just a little, tedious. It's just to do. The first time I did it, I was like, oh wow, this is a great detail, but by the 100th time I've done it, I was like, wow, this is really frustrating, That's just my opinion on that. But next, what I want to get into is the gameplay. Now, the gameplay in this game I absolutely love. I love how it's kind of on a slower pace. It brings up a little bit more realism. And I like how I love the way the aiming in this game. I like how for third person there's just a dot on the middle of the screen. I absolutely love that. I know it's very simplistic, but it's something that I really do love. And I'm glad they carried it over to Red Dead 2 from Red Dead 1. Now, what else I want to get into with the gameplay is how large the selections of guns are. Now, you might disagree with me on this, but I feel like there is a very large variety of guns in Red Dead Redemption 2. I feel like a lot of the guns they didn't really have to add in, but they did. Like the Lamar revolver, I really would not have thought they would have added that gun in. but they did, and I feel like it shows that they have a lot of care for the community. I really like how they added in like pump shotgun, um, lever action shotgun, semi-automatic shotgun, you know, with for like the rifles, bolt action rifle, like 3 lever action rifles, the Springfield rifle. You know, they have the Carcano rifle. I'm sorry, I can't think of the other sniper rifle, but you know what I mean. I feel like there's a very large selection and a ton of revolvers too. I feel like there's a very large selection of firearms in this game. And getting off of that foot, I want to talk about the customization you can use with those firearms. I love how you can change the metals with the engravings and the grips. You can make some really interesting looking guns. And if you have completely negative honor, you have a special grip for the double action revolver. And if you have total positive honor, you have a special grip for the cattleman revolver. And it's the detail that they put in, like going back to the detail that they put in into making firearms is amazing in this game. And I absolutely love it. I love how they introduced rifling and barrel length. I love how they did that. Now next, what I want to get into next are the characters. Now the characters in this game are the best characters I've seen probably out of any video game. You might be saying, that's insane. What about like Master Chief, Captain Price? And mostly who I'm referring to here is just Arthur. Arthur's probably my top 3 favorite video game characters of all time. But back to the point. What I want to get into is the characters in this game, like I've already said. And the 3 characters I'm going to be talking about is Dutch, Arthur, and John. Now, I'm going to start off with Arthur. In my opinion, Arthur is gaming's greatest protagonist of all time. You can totally disagree with me. I totally understand. But in my opinion, he's just the greatest protagonist ever. I absolutely love his story arc from like this gangster who would steal and fight and rob and didn't really think about others all that much. To the end of the game, he'd become this peaceful, like wise, like eyes opened kind of guy, I feel like tuberculosis really opened his eyes in the story, and it was a very big turning point. Now, off of that, I want to get into John, Red Dead Redemption 1's protagonist. Now, John, when I played Red Dead Redemption 2's epilogue, I didn't like how they modeled his character. I know this doesn't really talk about his like actual character writing all that much, but I just want to get into the point that I feel like they should have put more effort into modeling John. Anyway, I love John as a character. I love how he, in cutscenes when you watch him, he's portrayed as like this like total badass dude. But when you watch him try and like read, he won't say, he won't like read normally. Like if it's like a sentence, it'll be like, let's say he gets a letter from his mom or whatever, it'll be like, "Hi John, how are you doing?" Yada yada yada. If he were to read that letter out loud, he would go, "Hi John, stop. I am doing good. Stop," because he doesn't know what a period is. So you would say stop because he probably taught himself how to read, and that's how he taught himself to do it. And I love how this transfers over to Jack because they want him to be a successful like lawyer, and they're doing everything they can to prevent him from being a gunslinger, which is funny because that's what he ends up being in the end. Now, the next character I want to get into is Dutch. Now, for a long time, I thought that Dutch was the main character in just the whole Red Dead Redemption series. Because at first I noticed that it had followed him in Red Dead Redemption 1, it followed what he did in that game, and it followed what he did in Red Dead Redemption 2. But since then, I've changed that opinion. But what I want to get into is Dutch's character arc. I would feel that it's the opposite of Arthur's. I would feel at the beginning of the game, he's a lot better of a guy, he's a lot smarter, he's a lot wiser. And towards the end of the game, when Hosea dies, he kind of goes off the rails and goes crazy and just becomes about money, obsessed about money and, moving to Tahiti to become mango farmers or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is Dutch started off the campaign as kind of a very respected man and everybody was very loyal to him. And towards the end, all like the less important characters started to leave, like Reverend Patterson, you know, Mary Beth, like all those characters left. And I feel like that's because they started to realize that Dutch was going insane, and the only reason that John and Arthur didn't leave was because they were very, very loyal to him, because Dutch found them at a young age and took him in, kind of. But Dutch, I feel like he was a very respected character in the beginning, and he's probably one of my most hated characters in Red Dead Redemption as a series, right besides Tamika. And one of the most disappointing things was not being able to shoot him in Red Dead Redemption 1. Instead, he just falls off a cliff. And I guess you could say that the cop shot him while he was already dead, but I don't really think that counts. Now, towards on the inside of this, to the end of this video, I want to get into why the game is fun for me. Now, the game is fun for me because I started playing it when it was released, but I wasn't really all that into it. I didn't really understand it, so I didn't really actually start playing the game until about 2019. And since then, I've played the games over 5 times. The gameplay I'm using right now is during my 5th playthrough, and since then, I have finished the game. But, as you can see, I am in the epilogue. But I think the game is fun for me is because there's great detail in the game. A lot of just great characters, great selection of firearms, and a lot of things that I like seeing in video games. Now, in conclusion, I really hope you like my video. I'm making this at, 12 o'clock at night on a school night, so hope you liked it, and this was my video about why I believe that Red Dead Redemption is a masterpiece. Thanks for watching.